$7 million for reef fish management, $25 million to combat Asian carp, $2.5 million to count the number of amberjack fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys, and I did, and back in those days, you sure how things have changed. One of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a bathing cap. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, "Hey, Esther, you, off the board, I'll come up and drag you off." Well, he came off, and he said, "I'll meet you outside." My car, these were all public housing behind it. My car, there was a gate out here. I parked my car outside the gate. And he said, "I'll be waiting for you." He was waiting for 3 guys in straight races. Not a joke. There was a guy named Bill Wright, Mouse, the only white guy, and he did all the bulls. He was the mechanic. And I said, "What am I going to do?" He said, "Come down here in the basement where mechanics, where all the pool builder is. You know the chain, there used to be a chain that went across the deep end. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up and said, 'You walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, "You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head." I said, "You're kidding me." He said, "No, if you don't come back." And he was right. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And in those days, you used to remember the straight race. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And I looked at him, but I was smart then. I said, "First of all," I said, "when I tell you get off the board, you get off the board, and I'll kick you out again, but I shouldn't have called you Esther Williams. I apologize for that. I apologize, but I didn't know that apology was going to work." He said, "You apologize to me?" I said, "I apologize for that, not for throwing you out, but I apologize for what I said." He said, "Okay," closed the straight razor, and my heart began to beat again.
That will enhance our underlying effort to accommodate the Russian oligarchs and make sure we take their ill-begotten gains. We're going to accommodate them. We're going to seize their yachts, their luxury homes, and other ill-begotten gains of Putin's kleptocracy. But these are bad guys.
Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of the Goddamn. Max the dog is very curious as to why I'm screaming at nothing. Hello, everybody. We have got a show, and by we, of course, I mean me. I have got a show, and I may share it with the rest of the class. I don't really know. I mean, it's possible, but I do have a show. It's called the Above It All Show, happening right now. And there's a Max on the floor. Hello, Max. We have got a Max dog sighting reported on the floor, and now he's circling. Max, why are you circling? What the hell? So, big news today. I'm going to be traveling to get my booster shot today. So wish me luck. And tonight I will be doing a twitch.television stream. This is a 100% chance of happening. So follow me on Twitch. This is the beginning of the video game portion of the Spook Sixular. So if you haven't made a Twitch account like Brooke Holloway, now's the day to do it. And go ahead and do that stuff. So anyway, I got a show lined up for y'all today. I got it lined up. I lined it up. You know, like dominoes. You go like, you know, you just go like, you know, and then like, right, that's so lined it up. Today, I haven't had my coffee yet. This is my first cup. I haven't had a sip until I started the show. I put it on my desk and then forgot about it. Anyway, so we got a show. I gotta get like a keyboard. I gotta have like a keyboard so I can like start doing my own like theme song. Like I'll just have like a keyboard on my right side and then I start playing the theme song, right? And then I got it like I'll have like the smooth transitions, you know. Does anyone want to buy me a keyboard? Anyway, got a show. As you can see, there's an empty shelf behind me. At some point things will be added to this shelf. Is it apple cider? No, it's coffee. So there you go. Yeah. So anyway, we got a new show. New show. We got a new show. New show. New show. New show. New show. All right. Too busy for a same day shot? Yeah, I made my appointment like I think 2 weeks ago. Anyway, new show. All right. So in the major news today, it appears that the Russian motherland is expanding. You know, it's totally not imperialism. To just take over neighboring countries at gunpoint. That's totally not imperialism. But anyway, so they're expanding. Putin today, I think a couple of hours ago, put out a speech, signed the whole fake treaties or whatever the fuck. So let's read this. President Vladimir Putin on Friday said that Russia is annexing 4 occupied regions in Ukraine forever, and repeated warnings that Moscow will use all available means to defend the territories. In a joint statement, members of the European Union unequivocally rejected the move. President Joe Biden has denounced Russia's efforts as a flagrant violation of the UN Charter and the basic principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. I have a speech from Biden. I don't know if I'll play it, but I mean, you know, it's just Biden says like, this is bad. This is bad, right? You know, well, no shit, it's fucking bad. The recent annexation votes have been condemned as illegal by the United Nations and other world leaders. UN Chief Antonio Guterres described a moment of peril. Kyiv, backed by the U.S. and its allies, has been pushing efforts to recapture lost territory. At least 25 civilian deaths and many injuries were reported from a Russian missile strike near Zaporizhia near early Friday. So let me get this straight, okay? So step 1, invade another country. Step 3, pretend that they're independent now. Step 3, or step 2, 3, I don't know. Commit a genocide, basically force everyone who disagrees with you to leave. Right. Step 4, hold a referendum while you point guns at people's faces and go house to house, door to door. Step 5, announce that you're annexing the territories. Step 6, bomb your own civilians so that they can't get humanitarian aid. It's a great idea. The Russian playbook going really well. But anyway, so you can go into this. There's a lot of depth here. You know, I can't possibly report on the on-the-ground military situation. But there was reports this morning, right before the treaties were signed, that a Russian missile strike just murdered 25 people in a humanitarian aid convoy. So that's great. But anyway, there you go. So they're part of Russia forever. Forever. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm skeptical if they're going to be part of Russia forever. But again, it's up to, you know, is NATO, is the West, are they going to intervene? Because if they're not going to intervene, I don't know. Sanctions, not really going to do anything. Sanctions aren't going to do anything. That's useless. We've already seen that. Diplomatic anger, like condemnation, that's useless. That's not going to do anything. Sending weapons to Ukraine, well, I mean, it's doing something, but who knows if that's going to be enough. All right, but anyway, I'm not here advocating for a NATO going into war with Russia, but you know, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You can condemn it, but unless you do anything about it, like, what does the condemnation do? I don't know. But either way, it's not good. It's not good, and it's actually, I would go as far as to say it's pretty bad. So there you go. Andrew Kohler's birthday. You know what that means? There's a birthday in chat, so that means other people have to give me money. Those are the rules. Yeah, but apparently I had court on your birthday last year. I don't remember, because I had like 7 court dates, because they kept, like, you know, kicking the can. So I don't remember whichever, like, specific dates are which. But there you go. Yeah, I mean, you know, once again, as a species, we have decided that 5 to 10 geriatric psychosis addled schizophrenia patients are the ones leading our world. What could possibly go wrong, right? While we're defunding healthcare, mental health care, what could possibly go wrong? Those are the people that lead us, right? A bunch of old, like, morons that believe in God. Like, does Joe Biden believe in God? Does Vladimir Putin believe in God? Like, the fucking guy in Iran, I'm sure he believes in God, right? The fucking, you know, like, all, like, these people believe in God, and they're willing to kill each other over their specific version of God. They also, you know, are willing to kill each other over magical lines in the sand, and everyone else is just like, all right, it's the best of us. Those are the best of us. That's the best we got. 5 to 10 dumbass motherfuckers that control all the major countries in this world, killing each other over stupid ass garbage. No, well, actually, no. They're not killing each other. They're killing you and your family and my family and everyone else's families, and they're fine. All these motherfuckers, they die of old age in their homes, surrounded by loved ones. Meanwhile, our families are destroyed, right? Our friends are killed. Because of these fucking stupid ass geriatric godhead psychosis addled fucking schizophrenia patients that we've decided collectively as the human species about 10 of them control the world. And they're all fucking stupid. They control all the major countries. Dumbass motherfuckers. Can you name one major country that has a president or a leader that has an IQ that's even in the double digits at the very minimum? We're talking about minimum double digits. I can't. Putin's there, he's not on that list. Biden, come on now. Right, like name one world leader that has any ounce or shred of humanity in any capacity. You can't. They're all garbage. So, there you go. Little addendum on that. Member for 2 months. Oh, is that a renewal? I've already had this shit on for a month. That's crazy. It's crazy. Oh. I'm still waking up this morning. All right. So, I haven't read this yet. I opened this up and thought I would read this live on stream, so I don't know anything about this yet. But according to the CNN Politics, breaking news ticker, Hurricane Ian, blah, 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 historic day, blah, 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 student loans, pickleball? According to the CNN news ticker, pickleball? What the fuck is pickleball? So I'm going to click on this real quick. What the fuck? Pickleball? Where's pickleball? Alright, apparently I got lied to. There's no pickleball, so that's unfortunate. But anyway, Biden administration scales back student loan forgiveness plan as states sue. Uh-oh. The Biden administration scaled back eligibility for its student loan forgiveness plan Thursday, the same day 6 Republican-led states sued President Joe Biden in an effort to block his student loan forgiveness plan from taking effect. Borrowers whose federal student loans are guaranteed by the government but held by private lenders will now be excluded from receiving debt relief. Around 770,000 people will be affected by this change, according to the administration official. Now, I don't know about you, but this is not good. People expecting something, being promised something, and then having that something removed 2 months later, right? A lot of people have probably already made plans based around this bullshit. You get $10,000 of student loan debt relief. That's a lot of money. You could maybe fix your car. You could maybe buy a new refrigerator that doesn't leak. You could maybe, I don't know, have food security for the next year. And now, Joe Biden is never mind. So, is this an example of Joe Biden just not really caring enough to fight for his own policy? Or is there a 5-dimensional chess thing going on? Is Joe Biden gonna reissue this in another way that's more legally sound? What's going on? Realon, 70s R's. Happy birthday to EC daughter as well. Holy shit. Happy goddamn B-Day. The Department of Education initially said that these loans, many of which were made under the former Federal Family Education Loan Program and Federal Perkins Loan Program. Who the fuck is Perkins? Would be eligible for the one-time forgiveness action as long as the borrower consolidated his or her debt into the Federal Direct Loan Program. What about their debt? What about the non-binary student loan borrowers? What the hell is this fucking shit? It takes less characters to write there. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. On Thursday, the department reversed course. According to its website, privately held federal student loans must have been consolidated before September 29 in order to be eligible for the debt relief. So I have a question. Now, again, I've never went to college. I don't know anything about college student loans. I know nothing about it. Okay, so I need someone else to educate me on this. Was this announced before? Like, did they say you have a deadline to do this action before we renege on our deal? Or did they just pop it out of nowhere? Oh, sorry, not sorry. If you didn't do this random obscure thing that no one talked about, you're fucked? Like, what exactly? Because I don't know. I don't have student loan debt. I don't know anything about this. Okay, so I'm genuinely just asking questions. If you're watching the video version of this, feel free to leave a comment down below. Borrowers with privately held federal student loans who have not consolidated yet are currently out of luck, though the Department of Education said it is assessing whether there are alternative pathways to provide relief. Borrowers with privately held federal student loans represent a small portion of the 43 million federal student loan borrowers. There are about 4 million borrowers with the federal family education loans, but not all of those people are likely eligible for the loan forgiveness plan, which also includes an income requirement. Quote, our goal is to provide relief to as many eligible borrowers. I hate that word, borrower. Like, what the fuck? Can we, like, come up with a different word here? As quickly and easily as possible. And this will allow us to achieve that goal while we continue to explore additional legally available options to provide relief to borrowers with privately owned loans and Perkins loans, including whether borrower could receive one-time debt relief without needing to consolidate the department. So, okay, my question is, why didn't you do this before? 2 months ago. When you announced this, why, like, what? Why all of a sudden? Borrower with privately held student federal loan who applied to consolidate their loans into direct loans before September 29 will obtain one-time debt relief. The program is now defunct, and only a small percentage of borrowers have loans. This is a completely different program than direct loans, the statement said. Lawsuit argues forgiveness will hurt loan services. Oh, the poor debt collectors. The poor debt collectors. Oh, no. Oh, no. The debt collectors. Hasn't anybody ever thought of the debt collectors? I know I haven't, so I'm going to scroll past that. How Biden's plans will work. Under Biden's plan, individual borrower who earn less than $125K in either 2020 or 21, and married couples or heads of households who make less than $250,000 annually in those years will see up to $10,000 in the federal student loan debt forgiveness if a qualifying borrower. So anyway, it seems to me that there's a lot of shit going on here. So this is my analysis. That's right. I'm giving you I've read 20% of the article, and now it's time to analyze. So Republicans, what they're doing is they're like trying to tax student loan debt forgiveness as income in Republican states. Now, okay, I mean, that's not like, I don't know, like the student loan debt forgiveness is only for people under 125K. So, it's not like they're going to be in a giant percentage income bracket. Most of these people, probably won't even really pay that much tax. Some people might not even pay any tax on this, depending on their brackets. So again, I don't know. Republican states are just like to me, like I don't know how and why Republicans would do something so unpopular. But then again, also look at this country in media literacy in this country. Like, look at media literacy. Like, if you walked up to someone on the side of the street, someone that has a student loan, whatever, and you ask them, hey, how do you feel about Republicans taking away student loans in, whatever states that they have control in? How do you feel about Joe Biden reneging on this plan? They're going to probably be like, what? What? They're going to probably be like, huh? Why? Because they don't fucking read the news. So Republicans can do the most unhelpful, unpopular shit in the world, And no one knows anything about it because Americans are fucking stupid and they don't read the news, right? And then let's say Americans do read the news, right? There's so much bullshit out there. How the fuck are they going to find out what the actual news that affects them is, right? So let's say someone does have the idea, let me pay attention to the news sources here. Even then, there's a good chance they're not going to hear about this shit. So again, that's why Republicans do the most unpopular shit in the world, because no one cares. No one cares. Until it affects them, until someone's trying to go into the hospital and, oh, sorry, we're going to let you hemorrhage and die because you have a fucking 2-week-old fetus inside of you, so we can't operate on you, right? Until that happens, people are just, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't give a fuck. Until it affects them directly in a very serious way, the average American doesn't give a fuck. So, but anyway, Joe Biden should be fighting harder on this, especially with messaging. Like, at least, even if all the legal shit, whatever, all the policy is the same, at least message. At least put out, a fucking presidential address. Sit at the goddamn Resolute desk and say, I'm fighting for you, Americans. Republicans are trying to take away this really popular plan, and I'm fighting for you. At the very least. But he's not doing that either. Unless I missed something. I don't know. It's possible I missed something, but goddamn. Some fucked up ass shit, let me tell you. Biden is a wet noodle. As an Italian American, the idea that you would compare that scumbag to Noodle, to me, is offensive. It is outrageous. It is salacious. It is slanderous. And frankly, I don't like it. So, you live in a red state, I recommend getting out of the red state. That's my recommendation. Now, I know that now that I've magically recommended that to you, that, of course, that will happen imminently, because I said you should do it, and therefore it's going to happen, right? Obviously. Hello, Andrew66 Power. I agree. People are stupid. I'm scratching my lip with my teeth. All right. We have a show. Got a program. It's it's a programmed experience, really. Where the fuck is that Max dog? Maxie! He's probably outside. So we got a show. All right. I want to read to you a headline. And I want you... Well, I'll show you the headline too as I read it. But I want you to guess what actually occurred based on this headline. How much information does this headline give you? I want you to guess. So, just post it in the chat, whatever. Teen killed in law enforcement shootout was likely unarmed, State Attorney General says. I'm going to read that again. Teen killed in law enforcement shootout was likely unarmed, State AG says. Wow. Savannah Graziano, the 15-year-old girl killed in a shootout between her father and law enforcement Tuesday, and Hesperia, was likely unarmed as she ran toward deputies, according to a preliminary investigation that's been turned over to the California Attorney General's office. The initial findings have prompted the California Department of Justice to take over the investigation, which was being handled by the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. The state attorney general's office told the Times in an email on Thursday. The sheriff's department said it notified the Justice Department that the shooting could qualify under AB 1506 because of the girl's death. Under the law, the Justice Department is required to investigate cases in which the death to the unarmed civilian is caused by a California peace officer. Oh, great. They're peace officers. Isn't that great? So a peace officer shot and killed a teenager who was running to safety. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Like, let's take a look at, like, children's cartoons, right? Who teaches kids that cops are safe? Right? Like, who does that? Parents? Bad parenting. Bad parenting. Cartoons? Bad cartoons. Like, I don't know, sitcoms? Who teaches children that cops are good and safe? Because I think we should have some societal accountability for that one. Any child at any point, any human at any point that thinks the cops are their friends, I mean, the system has killed them. Let's be honest. Whoever told them the cops are the good guys. Now, again, a lot of my favorite cartoons, cops are often portrayed as unhelpful and garbage. But I don't know about cartoons nowadays. The preliminary investigation into the shooting indicated that case qualified under the law, spokes blah, 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 blah. The shootout came at the end of a 70-mile pursuit in which the San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies tried to pull over Savannah's father, 45-year-old Anthony Graziano, who was suspected of killing his estranged wife the day before. In Fontana, sheriff's officials said they came under constant fire during the pursuit, with bullets piercing the windshields of patrol cars and at one point disabling the deputy's vehicle. Law enforcement killed Graziano and Savannah after he pulled his white pickup truck off the 15 freeway. So let me get this straight. Someone kills their wife and kidnaps the child? They kill the wife, kidnap the child? Police are like, oh shit, the kid is missing. Let's hunt down the kid and murder that bitch? Is that what the cops thought? Oh shit, we got a missing kid. Free child killing. Who wants to kill the kid? They're kidnapped. So we can hunt them down and murder them and then just pin it on the father. All right, who wants to kill a kid? Anyone? Hey, Jeff, you want to kill the kid? No, you already killed 3 kids. Hey, you want to kill a kid? Oh, you new here? Let's go kill a kid. All right, here's the gun. Time to go be a child killer. Like, I'm just curious. Like, they're trying to save a kidnapping victim and they end up shooting them instantly. Like, now again, I want to read this headline again. Let's scroll back up. Teen killed in law enforcement shootout was likely unarmed. You don't say? Really? Wow. The kidnapping victim was unarmed? Whoa. Breaking news. Kidnapping victim didn't have a gun when murdered by police, by peace officers. I'm sorry? What? On Wednesday, San Bernardino County Sheriff Shannon Dykes announced that he would resign as well as fire every... Oh, wait, no, sorry. I went into the alternate universe where justice would be happening. Said, evidence suggests that Savannah was also a participant in the shooting at our deputies. Okay, so the kidnapping victim was a participant in the shooting? Okay. Dykes, who said Savannah was wearing body armor and a tactical helmet as she ran toward deputies, declined to publicly answer questions about whether the teen was armed. Body armor? So let me get this straight. They shot this kidnapping victim so many times that even with body armor, she got executed in the street. By the way, where are the body cams? Is there any drone footage of this? What the fuck? The only weapon that investigators confirmed retrieving from the crime scene was an AR-15 style rifle found in the truck near Graziano, Dicus said at a news conference on Tuesday. Dicus said the investigation to contact the Justice Department came after an initial investigation, blah, 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 blah. Declined to answer additional questions about the decision or about Savannah's death. The spokesperson with the department would no longer be commenting on the investigation. Oh, isn't that great? So we murdered a kid for no reason and, oh, sorry, can't answer questions? Now, I have a question for you. If I murdered a child right now, like I just turned the stream off and I went to go murder a child, what do you think would happen? Like, just thought experiment. What would happen? I would go to jail, right? I would go to jail. They would probably hold me on some absurd amount of bond or bail, probably not even fucking allow it in the first place. I would be in jail. I would have a court date, and then I would go to prison, probably, I don't know, 50 years to life. Okay? Now imagine if I'm a peace officer. I'm a peace officer. And I kill a kid. I'm sorry, we're not taking questions. We're not taking questions. Everything is fine. Oh, by the way, the killer, paid vacation. Paid vacation. So I kill a child. I go to jail for the rest of my life. A peace officer kills a child. They get paid vacation. They get to binge whatever the fuck is new released on HBO Max. Maybe play a couple of online video games. And then go back to work. Probably get a raise. Get a couple high fives from the rest of the team. You killed your first kid. Woo! Like, what the fuck? What? What? The shooting happened nearly 24 hours after the California Highway Patrol put out an Amber Alert for Savannah. An Amber Alert? The alert was prompted after Fontana police found Graziano's wife, Tracy Martinez, shot to death in the street near her Fontana home and the girl missing. They put out an Amber Alert, and then they murdered her. What? Fontana Police Sergeant Christian Sergeant? What the fuck? Hi everyone, it's Sergeant. This is a cartoon character? Said the 8-second clip shows Graziano in the driver's seat arguing with Martinez, who is sitting in the passenger seat. Savannah is seen in the video in the back seat of the truck behind Martinez. So they put out an Amber Alert, then murdered her for no reason as she was running to safety. So she's thinking, oh fuck, the cops are here, I can finally be free. And then the cops fucking murder her for no reason. And then get a paid vacation. And this is the headline from the LA Times, by the way. Teen killed in law enforcement shootout. Killed in law enforcement shootout? Shootout? So was the teen killed by the cops or by the father? Law enforcement shootout, right? It obfuscates blame. Was likely unarmed? Why would that even be in contention? You put out an Amber Alert on a kidnapping victim, and now all of a sudden, oh, likely unarmed. Like, I have a question. Let's assume that Savannah was not murdered by a peace officer, so-called. Would the headline be, the teen that survives fatal police shootout was likely unarmed? Would that be the headline? If she was just rescued, would it be teen who was rescued from kidnapping father, likely unarmed? Why is it that whenever someone is murdered, we have to know whether or not they're unarmed or they're armed? And also, I don't know, man. You put out a fucking Amber Alert on her. Like, what? I don't know. There's so much going on here. Who wrote this article? Salvador Hernandez. Fucking neo-Nazi freak show. Total fucking piece of garbage. Anyway. That's, it's America for you. Anyway, so we got a new show. I would like to once again remind everybody that tonight, if I don't see you motherfuckers here, right, I will be pissed. Tonight on Twitch.tv, the Spook 6 Yalar begins its video game portion. You thought I was just a horror movie freak fan? Well, the answer is well, yeah, I am, but I also love horror video games. And so I'm going to be playing a classic video game. I will tell you this much. I won't tell you what it is. You'll have to find out whenever you see the notification that the show's popping up. But tonight I will be playing a PlayStation Classic for the PlayStation. Tonight I will be playing the whole game. So definitely follow me. I want to say that maybe I'll stream around 6 Eastern time, but I don't know. I'm getting my booster shot this afternoon, so it depends on how quickly I can get home for that one. So just throwing that out there. But definitely show up. If you don't have a Twitch account, make a Twitch account and show the fuck up, or else I will write you down in a list, a mental list of people that I think should be second-class viewers of Above It All. So that's my, I'm just throwing that out there. If you don't show up to the stream tonight, hey, I don't know. What time? Definitely before midnight, for sure. Staying up until midnight is something I don't do often. I was watching the Letter Hacks drawing video of me, and he was shit-talking me. He was saying, like, whoa, she's going to bed at 10 o'clock. Damn right I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock. I ain't got time to watch fucking YouTube streams at fucking 10:30, motherfucker. Who's on the list? We'll find out tonight. It will probably be before 9 p.m. that I start, but I don't know. You should have heard me last night. Oh no! I got a new Vaughn to watch. God damn it. Thought I needed to renew the membership since I have old blue, but I think monocle emoji. My membership auto renews ? Too. Since I signed up late, alarm clock emoji. I'll get cool sunglasses emoji. New blue membership in my second month. I can't answer any of those questions. I'm sorry. But anyway, follow me on Twitch.tv. It's important. And it's going to be great. So, trust me. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to get super fucking high. In fact, I might stop at the weed store. This is, I'm just brainstorming. Maybe I'll stop at the weed store before I come home. Who knows? It's possible. Possible. So anyway, and go ahead and subscribe on the Twitch.tv channel for the 25% discount. Anyway, let's get on with the news. We got news here, folks. This news show isn't over yet. It's not over yet. Now I will say again, probably around 6 p.m. Eastern time, maybe 7 at the latest. That I'll start. And the stream should take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. We'll see. About to sleep. I overslept again. Happy anniversary to me. Oh! I gotta do like my own face, but doing all the emojis and then make them be like chat emotes. Like this is me going. Anyway, 40 days and 40 nights of prayer and fasting. That's what the Republican gubernatorial candidate Doug Mastriano is planning. and how he is going to cope with his soon-to-be election loss. It was billed as a blockbuster, but ended up a flop. If Doug Mastriano's big rally last weekend were a movie, its Rotten Tomatoes score would be in the single digits. We got some creative writing here. Only a few dozen supporters joined the Republican state senator on the steps of the Capitol building in Harrisburg, some of them members of the local militia group. Oh, isn't that great? The photos looked bad because it was bad. The press coverage, brutal. In fact, it was so brutal, I don't even know anything about it because I don't care. A few days earlier, Mastriano's fundraising troubles had become clear. He'd appeared on a conservative podcast and asked if perhaps U.S. citizens living abroad might consider contributing to his... That's funny. He is running for governor for Pennsylvania. The polls don't look great either. Democrat Josh Shapiro, who was so convinced that Mastriano would struggle in the general election that he ran ads to help him secure the GOP nomination. Now again, dumbass idea. This is like one of these weird Democratic ad strategies where it's like Pied Piper bullshit. Go fuck that shit. Has been shelling Mastriano for months with a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign. Mastriano hasn't run or booked any TV ads in response. He doesn't do interviews with most media outlets and won't agree to a standard format debate. Now, I just want to say this. If Doug Mastriano wants to come on the Above It All show, I will be glad to host Doug Mastriano for free. I won't even require a fee. So you can come on and we'll have a great conversations for Doug Mastriano. We could talk about fasting. I fast all the time. I haven't done that in a while, but... Now, with the election only 41 days away, the head of the conservative group airing anti-Shapiro ads is questioning Mastriano's tactics, particularly his insistence on campaigning within an echo chamber of hardcore supporters. Hardcore in 2 words, for whatever reason. We were opposed to Doug's candidacy in the primary because we feared he would not be able to connect with the independent and moderate Democrat voters that are necessary for Republicans to win in Pennsylvania, said Matt Boulier, the head of the Commonwealth Partners, a pro-business, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Unfortunately, 6 weeks from the election, said Tuesday, I haven't seen anything to suggest we were inaccurate in our assessment. Republicans, already in charge of the state legislature, have a chance to take complete control in Harrisburg and to reshape the state's policies on abortion, voting, and other issues. Now, I just want to say, this guy, Mastriano, was one of the first guys, like in September, I think, of 2020, to jump in on the election conspiracy stuff. He was laying the groundwork for when Donald Trump would start promoting the big lie. He was trying to say that, oh, we should kick back to the states. We're going to force Pennsylvania to go for all this kind of stuff. This guy, I just want you to know, that's the guy who 2 years ago was big on that shit. So, but some Republicans are worrying that Mastriano was squandering the opportunity in one of the country's most consequential races. Would-be allies have remained on the sidelines, having concluded by now that Mastriano win in November might require a minor miracle. Coincidentally, divine intervention is just what the candidate has in mind this week. On Monday night, Mastriano's campaign posted on Facebook a photo of 2 hands under the words 40 days of fasting and prayer, with the dates September 29 through Nov 8. Election day. Interceding for our elections are stated our nation. It's stated along with a verse from a book of Isaiah. Who the fuck's Isaiah? Starting in a few days, Mastriano wrote in the post. One Facebook supporter responded, "It'll be my honor to fast with you." Now, I just want to say this much. Now, I have experience with fasting. Now, I'm willing to bet Doug Mastriano, and I'm willing to bet a lot of Doug Mastriano supporters might be able to last 40 days. But I'm just saying this much. Right? If you aren't properly managing, like, supplements, water intake, hell, you're not going to really be able to do much campaigning if you're fasting for 40 days. Right? I'm just saying, man. Like, if you're going to start a 40 days of fasting and prayer and give no, lead time, you're just going to announce it, starting tomorrow, I will start fasting. You got to, have a guide or something. Maybe he's working on it. I don't know. Well, you got to have, a guide. Reminder to take these supplements every day, drink at least this amount of water. I'm just saying, man. While it is unclear who Mastriano expects to start fasting on Thursday, the recent entreaties seem to indicate that his campaign, which epitomizes what scholars call Christian nationalist ideology, has fallen on hard times. The messaging has grown increasingly erratic, sometimes arguably bordering on nonsensical. One of Mastriano's main attack strategies these days is emphasizing that he is taller than Shapiro. I mean, a lot of people have said that I'm taller than Shapiro. I'm not sure which Shapiro we're talking about here, but he and his supporters have also at times reverted to earlier campaign themes, such as emphasizing the opposition to abortion with no exceptions, that might have helped during a GOP primary, but that are unpopular with the wider electorate. He has also revived his attacks on fellow Republicans. So this guy's campaign is spinning out into some garbage. It's fun to watch. But I saw the headline 40 days of fasting and prayer, and I thought that was hilarious. So that's really all I care about. If you live in Pennsylvania, vote for the other guy. I don't really know much about him, but I know he's the other guy. So that's pretty much all I need to know. But 40 days of fasting and prayer, I mean, maybe God's going to listen. God's thinking like, I'm not going to intervene in this race unless at least 40 days of fasting happens and prayer. God, that's the requirement. That's the secret cheat code. It's like the IDDQD. You just have to win the race by praying to God for 40 days and not eating anything. That's how you win the race, as we all know. Campaigning? Nah. Actually, trying to provide things for the electorate? No way. Just fasting and prayer. That's all you need. So, there you go. Lots of chat messages going on here. Hope you are well. What are your thoughts about Dennis Booster? Some of these right-wing candidates have heard various takes, but I am against. You're against? Whoa. I've heard various takes, but I am against at Cyberdium531. Why are you against at Cyberdium531? That's me. That's my username on the internet. Why are you against me? Anastasia, that's some fucked up shit. That is some fucked up shit. What the fuck did I do? Holy fuck. What the fuck? Anyway, I'm doing a show today. John D. Rocky will have this debate another time. Anyway, I've saved the best for last, folks. But Anastasia, of course, it's a stupid-ass idea, to answer your question. So, it appears that the Cry Tour from Jordan Peterson is still ongoing. Now, this moment that was caught in human history on 4K was sent to me by the lovely chat user Rielon, who really wanted to know my opinion. Jordan Peterson, he's been going on a Cry Tour for a while. Really, I think since the start of this year, since his weird benzo addiction rehab thing, he's come back. And he goes on every podcast and cries. He just cries. He goes on Andy No's podcast, he cries. He goes on fucking Ben Shapiro's podcast, he cries. He goes on fucking Dave Rubin. Did he go on Dave Rubin's this time? I think he did. I don't know. He's crying on every show. So he goes on Piers Morgan's program. And needless to say, he started crying. Let's watch.
I want to ask you just quickly, the film director Olivia Wilde has a new movie out, which she says is based on you, this insane man, this pseudo-intellectual hero to the incel.
I love that, by the way. It's based on you, comma, this insane man. I just want to listen to that again. Okay.
Wilde has a new movie out, which she says is based on you, this insane man, this pseudo-intellectual hero to the incel community. Incel being these weirdo loner men. Who are despicable in many ways. Is that you? Are you the intellectual hero to these people?
Sure. Why not? You know, people have been after me for a long time because I've been speaking to disaffected young men. You know, what a terrible thing to do that is. I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
It's making you emotional. Talk about that.
Well, God, you know.
Okay. So he is losing it. Okay, you could tell. You could tell he is losing it. You could tell. Okay. All right. So much here in the first 30 seconds, and yet there's so much here. Okay. So first of all, I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice. I agree. I think it's totally cool to help any marginalized person, you know, deal with what's going on, give them a platform. I agree with that. But guess what? That's not what Jordan Peterson does. Jordan Peterson wrote a book about how this is all your fault, clean your room, kid. And now he's like, oh, they're saying God, it's so rough. Motherfucker, haven't you had a book out for like 5 years? These motherfuckers got to read your book by now. But anyway, like, how are you going to say, I thought marginalized people should have a voice? Now, obviously, he's parroting, like, leftist terminology here. Like, he's not giving any marginalized person any kind of a voice, right? But he's pretending that, like, oh, I'm helping, like, the young white men. But, like, okay, can you help them without comparing women to, like, lobsters? Like, can you help them without, like, calling every woman on a magazine cover a fatty? Right? Like, I don't understand, like, this idea, like, that he's helping anybody. Like, who is he helping? Like, honestly, like, who has had their lives improved in any fashion by Jordan Peterson? Because they need their heads examined. But anyway, so he's, like, barely keeping it together. And then Piers Morgan is like, oh, shit, you're getting emotional. And then he breaks down. So let's watch.
I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
It's making you emotional. Talk about that.
Well, God, you know.
Oh, the multiple camera angles. I love that it's professionally produced. Okay. So then, like, the guy who's at the production desk or whatever, like, he's got, you know, the little sliders and he's got, like, the cameras. And so the guy in the background, the producer, is like, oh, fuck, here we go. Get that second camera. Zoom in. All right. Excellent. You can see the tears glistening. All right, check this out.
Emotional. Talk about that.
Well, God, you know. It's very difficult to understand how demoralized people are. And certainly many young men are in that category. And you get these casual insults, these incels. What does it mean? It's like, well, these men, they don't know how to make themselves attractive to women who are very picky, and good for them. Women, like, be picky. That's your gift, man.
What? What? That's your, like, gift, man. What? I'm sorry.
What does it mean? It's like, well, these men, they don't know how to make themselves attractive to women who are very picky, and good for them. Women, like, be picky. That's your gift, man. Demand high standards from your men. Fair enough. But all these men who are alienated, it's like they're lonesome and they don't know what to do, and everyone piles abuse on them.
When she said,
like, you could take this part out and just talk about, like, I don't know, transgender men that you have used your platform with millions of followers to hound and harass. All right, check this out.
These men who are alienated, it's like they're lonesome and they don't know what to do, and everyone piles abuse on them.
Yeah! You don't say! Oh, really? So now all of a sudden, alienating minorities is a huge problem when it's the incel community. Alienating minorities, huge problem. When it's the transgender community, oh, fuck them. Let's dogpile. Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, tranny. Yeah, like that's great. When it's the incels, it's, oh, the precious incels. Oh, my God. Oh, look, they're so cute. The incels is what I do. Like, I mean, hi, Max. I mean, like, come the fuck on, man.
when she said that, Olivia Wilde, it stung you, didn't it? That's all the
Oh, by
reaction.
that time, you know,
Here we go.
as far as critiques go, that was kind of low level. I mean, once I got painted as Red Skull, you know, magical super Nazi, that was kind of the end of the insults. There's no place past that. So when Olivia Wilde made those comments, the first thing I did was go look at the preview for a movie, which I quite liked. I thought I would go see that movie probably, and perhaps I will. It didn't really bother me. My family and I talked about it right away, and we were able to respond to it with some degree of humor, which then people completely misunderstood. I said I hope that, you know, that if I had to be played by someone, I think Chris Wilde, is that, he's a very good-looking man, and so that seems all right, you know. And then
He's a very good-looking man. I mean, here we have Jordan Peterson rating other men on how good-looking they are. So that's interesting. There's maybe a little bit of bubbling going on. But again, you know, obviously, right? If you're an incel and you sincerely like your main life goal, you just need to fuck someone. That's your main life goal, and you can't think about anything else. Should someone be available to help you with that? Sure. Why not? But the problem is that incels, right, and like lonely virgins are an extremely easily manipulated group of people. And that's just unfortunately the reality, is that these people are lonely and easily manipulated and will take any possible route to justifying their behavior. Oh, it's not me that's the problem. It's that all the women are picky. It's not me that's the problem, etc. Right? And so these people are basically a fertile ground for snake oil salesmen. Look at like this Andrew Tate character, right? Look at Jordan Peterson. Right, you write a book about cleaning your room. You know, I clean my room, Jordan, and I still can't get laid. What's the deal, man? Right? So again, and then we make this like weird societal standard. Like, oh, if you're a virgin, you're a loser. And then as soon as you get laid, something magical happens. I mean, I wish. Now again, getting laid, pretty fucking fun. I'm not gonna lie. But is it a magical experience that makes me a better person? Not really. But it's pretty fucking fun. That being said, again, someone like who's obsessed with this, they're obsessed, you know, like they're fucking, you know, 25 years old, they can't get any, they're obsessed, they're looking for answers. And then here comes Jordan Peterson with this fake crybaby bullshit about how, oh, the world's not designed for you, you're the marginalized. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems to me like the inceldom, right? And now there's people that are lonely virgins that aren't incels per se, right? Incel is more of a derogatory term for the more extreme portions of these people. You can be a lonely virgin and be totally chill. You can, you know, be the coolest motherfucker in the world, right? And it just hasn't happened yet. And you know what? That sucks for you, but, you know, at least you don't want to kill women, you know, go on mass shooting sprees, right? But again, the point here is that these people, society has put them in a box, like where everyone tells them in order to be a normal person, in order to be like an upstanding member of society, you need to have sex, right? And they can't figure out how to do it because of whatever issues, right? And then they turn instead to blame the world. It's not my fault. I don't have to fix anything with my personality. No. Right? But like, again, that's the thing, is the fertile ground. Like, these people are so easily manipulated. You know what? I love the idea of having like a fucking lonely virgin workshop class. Like you come into class and we teach you, you know, how to be a normal person. You know, do you have anything you like? Like maybe find a hobby, right? Maybe like here's how, okay, you have a hobby now and here's how you can go to like a social gathering based around this hobby. Here's how you meet people. Maybe do like practice conversations, you know, like Nathan Fielder's The Rehearsal. You ever see it on HBO Max? You got to watch The Rehearsal. You know what? That's fine. I have no problem with that. In fact, I would spearhead these workshops. I will single-handedly teach every virgin how to get laid. I will tell you this right now. All you have to do is ask, okay? But anyway, Like, the problem is you have all these fucking crazy monsters that are just taking advantage of them and warping their brains into becoming, like, weird fucking, like, oh, it's the women, and then it's the bone size and the facial structure, and I'll never get laid because my chin is weird. And it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, chill the fuck out. Like, they just, like, get pushed into this, like, realm where they dehumanize everyone else, and it's just, like, it's sad. Anyway, speaking of sad, let's go back
And
here.
I said something like, I hope he gets my fashion style choice right when he plays me. And it was a joke. All that was a joke.
I mean, you've been so controlled today, and yet in that brief moment, you got very emotional. Why?
Pierce Morgan is not letting it go. So anyway, you cried live on camera. Can you tell us more about why you cried live on camera? So, okay.
It's really something to see.
That's like me when I'm stoned. Like, this is me when I, like, take a fat dab. Okay, so I put the bong down and wait for it.
It's really something to see. Constantly.
It's just, I'm sorry. I can't. Okay, I'm gonna do this again, okay? So you just cried live on camera. Can you tell us more about why you cried live on camera, please?
All today. And yet in that brief moment, you got very emotional. Why?
It's really something to see. Constantly. How many people are dying for lack of an encouraging word?
And that's it. And that's it. Advertisement. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? All right, let's get a good frame up here. Yeah, there we go. Let's get that second camera. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. Jesus fucking Christ. That is good. That is an all-time banger. Like, that's me when, like, the fucking shrooms hit, you know, like I'm in the middle of a conversation and then I'm just like... like, that's like, what the fuck, man? This guy is on drugs. Anyway, that's Jordan Peterson crying live on stream, live on camera, live on television, crying like a baby. But again, like, the main thing here is, like, yes, incels are easily manipulated. That is an easily manipulated group of people, and they get manipulated in such a way that they start to blame everyone else, and, like, women are, like, subhuman. Women are, like, not, like, they're not, like, as real humans as us lonely virgins. And you know what? Like, that shit's dangerous. That's dangerous. Like, again, in a lonely virgin, easily manipulated motherfucker, you can convince them anything. Like, you can literally just, like, put anything in their brains and they're going to believe you. Why? Because they're a lonely fucking virgin. Now, again, not all virgins are like this. Just, you know, not all, you know, I'm just saying. But, like, the group here that's being described, the incel group, that group specifically, like, they're the lonely virgin, and literally the only thing they can ever think about, they can't enjoy anything in life. The only thing they can think about is how sad and pathetic they are because they can't get laid, right? You can literally tell them anything and they'll believe it. And that's what Jordan Peterson does. He tells them to clean your room, then you'll get laid, and then they do, and then they don't. And it's like, what the fuck? Well, it must be the women that are the problem. They're dancing lobsters and they're so evil, or whatever the fuck this guy says. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how anyone can look up to this guy. Like, again, and you can take any of these quotes. Oh, I thought fighting for the marginalized. Oh, why are we dogpiling? Why are we alienating these people? This motherfucker literally went on a temper tantrum for the last 3 or 4 months about how much he hates transgender people, and now he's crying about alienation? Now he's crying about dogpiling? Jesus fucking Christ. So, anyway, pretty embarrassing. Sad. I will say that much. Sad?
What rules, you sons of bitches?
Anyway, that's the news portion of the show, if you can call it news. Andrew Kohler, $5. For my birthday, I want to eliminate the words virgin and virginity from common usage. All right. I'm afraid I cannot comply. I will go in the opposite direction. I'm going to start calling my fan base the Lonely Virgin fan base. Because let's be honest, why else would you be watching this stream? But once again, folks, speaking of watching streams, you got to watch my Twitch stream tonight. The Spook Sixular enters the second phase. The second phase of the Spook Sixular will begin. The first phase, casual warm-up. Right, casual warm-up, watching some movies. Now, the movies aren't stopping. Right? In fact, I'm going to do another movie review in a couple seconds here. But the second phase, introducing the video game portion of the experience. Again, I will be playing a PlayStation Classic tonight on the Twitch program. And it's going to be great. And there you go. So, check it out. It's going to be great. I'm probably going to start streaming 6, maybe 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, I don't know. I'm getting my booster shot this afternoon, so it depends on how quickly I can get home. Maybe I'll hit up the weed store. Who knows, right? Maybe. Get some goodies. I don't know. But we're going to be doing a movie review in a little bit here. If any incel watches my stream, I mean, come on in. I will help you. 10 easy tips on how to get laid. Number 1, take a shower. Number 2, go outside. Number 3, get a hobby. Number 4, talk to people about that hobby, etc., etc. How long is it until you're re-virginated? Or re-virgining people? I mean, I'm fine with that. Can I get a shofar for my daughter's birthday? I don't have a shofar. But thank you for the super chat, Joseph Martinez. I think you have the wrong show. Thanks. There you go. The only virginity that I care about is the status of my olive oil. And with that, let's jump into the Spook Sixular movie segment. So last night, I watched the sequel to the movie I watched the other day, Insidious Chapter 2. Now, I want to say this up front, that I will probably not watch the 2 extra movies in this series. They don't have the same director, and I would have to pay for them. So, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll check them out another year. But I watched Insidious the other night, and I watched Insidious Chapter 2 last night. And I'm not going to lie, I thought these movies were pretty great. I thought that they were really good. So let me just talk about, first of all, the elephant in the room, time travel. That's right, Insidious Chapter 2 introduces time travel. They introduced time travel, can you fucking believe it? They got some motherfucking time travel. Wow. So not only does Insidious have, like, the dream dimension, astral projection, shared dreaming, Insidious Chapter 2 brings in fucking time travel. What the fuck? How are you bringing in time travel in this shit? So anyway, the plot of the movie picks up, like, literally right after the first movie. It's a direct sequel. It's one of those kind of movies where it's like, really, it's just one movie, but in 2 parts. You know, Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2, basically it's just one film in 2 parts. It picks up literally the same day. The same day as the first movie. There's some flashbacks. One of the things that was really strange in this movie is they had like a young actress play one of the other characters, but then they dubbed in her lines with the older actress so that the voice would be the same. That was weird. But like it worked. I mean, I don't know. I was trying to look for like the desync and the lip sync, but it was actually pretty decent. But anyway, so, and And so that was cool. I love the time travel elements where you're in the astral projection dream death world and you can just like go to different moments in time. So anyway, they go to this Elise person's house who dies at the end of the first movie. She's like the demonologist ghost hunter. And people go to her house. They find like a videotape of the young Josh, who's the main dad in the first movie. But as a kid, he had the same issue that his kid had in the first movie. So they find a videotape of the demonologist treating the young Josh, and then they freeze frame, and then they find the old Josh in the background of the videotape of the young Josh, and they're like, right? And then it's like time travel. That's right, motherfucker. We're bringing in time travel. So ghost dimensions, we got ghosts, we got demons, we got time travel. I mean, fuck, right? Like, what else could you not love about this? Now, again, I'm sure that Insidious 3 and The Last Key, I haven't seen them. I will not see them this year. I'm sure they're good. I'll check them out another point in my life. But, again, I mean, I'm impressed by these first two movies. I really enjoyed, like, the kind of, like, the Shining style ending to this movie, where, like, the character who's possessed. So at the end of the first movie, the dad gets possessed by a demon. And then throughout the second movie, they're trying to identify that he's been possessed by a demon. And then, like, the real Josh is trying to escape or whatever. Right? So, again, but at the end of this movie, there's, like, really good, like, Shining-ish kind of stuff where he's trying to break a door down with, like, some objects. Right? He's trying to, like, climb through a fucking door, climb through a wall, and kill the fucking bitch and the kids. But the kid who has the astral projection ability goes back into the dream world, finds the dad. They go back in time. There's just some fucking time travel. But then also time travel wraparounds with the first movie, too. I mean, this movie, I thought it was good. Now, the thing I like about Insidious 1 and Insidious 2 is that there's really no rules. A lot of the times, horror movies of this style, like the supernatural ghost horror, right, they kind of like build up like a really interesting rule set, but then it makes the movie too predictable. You know, like Paranormal Activity, it gets a little too predictable. You know, like I've seen one or two Conjuring movies. I know they've got the same lead actor as this series as well, but I haven't seen all the Conjurings, but I've seen a couple of them. I don't know if I've seen the first. I don't know. It was on one time when I was watching it, and I don't know. To me, a lot of like the supernatural horror movies, especially in the 2010s, they just feel like they're too predictable. Like, you know, like, okay, there's a spooky ghost, they inhabit you know. But Insidious, they throw all that shit out the window. Yeah, there's a ghost world. But guess what? The ghosts can come in the real world too and beat the fucking shit out of you. What? Why? How? Who knows? Who cares? It's fucking Insidious. Right? So like the mom is at home taking care of the baby or whatever, and then some fucking bitch just enters, like a ghost bitch just enters the physical realm and slaps the shit out of her and knocks her the fuck out. How is that even possible? Because it's fucking Insidious, right? There are no rules. And that's what I like about this movie. You know what? They're thinking, all right, time travel? Fuck it. Let's go in, time travel. Fuck yeah, right? Okay, let's... All right, so we got time travel. Does it make any sense? No. Okay, but whatever. We got dead demons. Okay. And then we got like the victims. And I love one of my favorite scenes in this movie is when the victims are interacting with the kids. That was super cool. You know, again, this movie in general, I just really enjoyed it. I thought that this was a really great sequel. This is what, again, it's one of those things where it's like kind of the same movie. Insidious is just the same movie. It's just a 3-hour-ish movie, right? But cut into 2 parts. And I just, you know, I thought the jump scares, there's a lot of jump scares in 2. A little bit more than I thought that there were in 1, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't know. People have a criticism of jump scares. I say, you know what? Fuck it. It's a jump scare. You're watching a fucking 2010s era horror movie, okay? You gotta expect some motherfucking jump scares, okay? But anyway, I don't know. Like, I just thought that this movie was good. I thought it was a great sequel. And again, I don't know if I can say it's better or worse than the first movie because I feel like it's like, you know, it's just the same movie but in 2 parts. Now, I don't know anything about the other 2 movies. I don't have access to them. I would have to pay for them, and I'm not going to, so maybe I'll watch them at another point. But Insidious 1 and 2, I mean, I just really enjoyed it. I love the dream world stuff. I love the time travel. Like, when I realized that there's time travel in this movie, I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I love, like, when the side characters are going to, like, this old, like, nursing facility or whatever, and there's, like, the set design was really good. I love when the nerd characters start, like, fighting the demon possessed Josh, but then they get owned so bad, and it's, like, kind of, like a little bit of like kind of like a Three Stooges kind of atmosphere. Like there's just a lot of like physical comedy of them getting beaten. Really funny, really entertaining. I loved like the Shining references at the end. I thought that was great. Overall, this movie, the first movie, it was great. They're both great. I thought they were really good. Again, it's a product of the environment. Is it the best horror movie ever made? No, not even close. But does it shine above the rest of this era, of the 2010s era? My opinion, absolutely. These are really good movies. Now, again, I don't know about 3. I don't know about Last Key. I'll watch those maybe at some point in my life. But so far, I gotta say, Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2, you know what? I thought they're really good. And I like how the continuity works. I like the time travel. I like how they're unpredictable. That's one of the best parts about these movies, is that they're just unpredictable. And that's really the best part of horror, is when you can't predict what's happening, right? Horror should be unpredictable. And like a lot of modern horror, right? A lot of supernatural ghost horror, right? It gets predictable to the point where it's like, I mean, slashers can be a little predictable. Like, the slasher guy is going to kill some of the victims. But the unpredictability is when and how, right? And so, like, horror movies really kind of, they shine when there's a lot of unpredictability. And I feel like Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2 really kind of do that really well. Like, you can't really, like, oh, they're time traveling now? All right, whatever. Oh, the demons can just walk into the physical world without any magical gate or anything, just randomly? All right, sure, whatever. It's all good. And again, there you go. I don't think I have much else to say about this movie. But it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. And 1 and 2 go together really well. I don't know about the sequels. I'll watch the sequels another time. But that's Insidious. And tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to watch. I might pick out a random horror movie again. So I'm not sure. But once again, I should say this in this movie review clip. Tonight on twitch.tv, I will be doing the first video game portion of this annual Halloween marathon, the Spook 60 LAR. The video game portion will begin tonight, Friday, September 30th. I will upload the archives to YouTube, but again, it's going to be a lot better if you show up live. And so that's going to be great. But there you go. That's all I got. And boom. Have I seen Fringe? I have not seen Fringe. I am more unfiltered on Twitch. I don't know if that's true. It's just a different subject matter. I'll look into Fringe. The Mirror. I've watched The Mirror a long time ago. Fringe is a must watch. Well, I'll add it to my list. Afflicted, never heard of it. Yeah, that's the show for today. Again, I'm going to go get a booster shot in a couple hours here. And so also I'm doing a Twitch stream tonight, so a lot of stuff going on today for me. I've got a busy day. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'll be like, and yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I definitely empathize with being stuck at home. We're living in this weird world where, like, everyone is just kind of pretending like nothing's going on. I was going to cover this story, but I decided not to today. But in the UK, COVID hospitalizations are surging, and some hospitals are running out of ICU shit again. And it's just going to happen again. It's just going to keep happening. And it's like, I would love to go outside. I would love to, sit down at a restaurant, maybe go to a bar, maybe go to a concert. I would love to do that. But but it's just not safe, It's like, and I don't, I could be fine if I got COVID, but I don't want to be fine. I want to retain as much of my health as I possibly can, right? So, sometimes I get a little stir crazy, staying at home all the time, but, I try to go for long walks when I can, just, get out of the house a little bit. But, yeah, like we live in this really horrible, it's just a horrible time to live, honestly. And I'm pissed. Personally, I'm pissed. I am mad as hell. I'm mad as hell. I want to leave the house every night. I want to go out every night. I want to enjoy my life on planet Earth. But the U.S. government says you must pay a tax of neurological health in order to leave the house. That's the tax you have to pay. You have to sacrifice, your brain, your body, your lungs, your liver. You just have to, that's a tax you must pay in order to enjoy what American society has to offer. And that's just fucked up. It's fucked up. And some people, they pay that tax. They're fine with that. I don't. I choose not to pay the tax. I value my health. I value especially my brain health. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that to leave the house. Pulsar light, whenever the opportunity arises, I accept, but it's not often. Anyway, there's a couch dog over here. If you can see this couch dog. Hi, Max. Are you a couch dog? Got a couch dog. If you want to see some Max the dog footage, actually, Max the dog is going to be he's going to be going on vacation pretty soon here because the shark dog will be coming out tonight for the Twitch stream. So if you want to see a shark dog, that would be great. But here we have Max the doggy. He's just pupping it up on the couch. Cat 2011 Korean horror movie. I'll look into it. Your dog's not allowed on the couch? I consider that abusive, so I wish you didn't tell me that. But anyway, that's it. There you go. Johnny Too Late. Almost too late on that YouTube membership renewal. Happy YouTube membership anniversary. All right, y'all. I will see you on the twitch.tv stream. Have a great rest of your day. I'm getting boosted. I'm not going to lie. I hate shots. I hate needles. I'm fucking scared. I'm nervous. But I'm doing it fucking anyway because I don't want to die. Thank you all. Have a great one. And bye-bye.
What rules, you sons of bitches?
Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Can you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know. And then they have cans of soup. And they throw the cans of soup. That's better than a brick because you can't throw a brick, it's too heavy. But a can of soup, you can really put some power into that, right? And then when they get caught, they say, no, this is soup from my family. They're so innocent. This is soup from my family. It's incredible. And you have people coming over with bags of soup, big bags of soup, and they lay it on the ground, and the anarchists take it and they start throwing it at our cops, at our police. And if it hits you, that's worse than a brick because it's got force. It's the perfect size. It's like made perfect. And when they get caught, they say, no, this is just soup for my family. And then the media says, this is just soup. These people are very, very innocent. They're innocent people. We've ended the war on American energy. We were in war. And we've ended the war on beautiful, clean coal, one of our great natural resources.